Okay, these are my badass cowgirl boots. When I wear these cowgirl boots, I step into my badass me. And it is literally an energy I step into. Whenever I put these on, I get a little giggle and think, I'm different today. There's something about these boots. So every time I sing and perform, I put on these boots. Every time I've sung in public, I have these boots on because I feel differently in them. I really step into another energy. And all this work we're doing is about working with energy. The energy of our thoughts, the energy of our bodies, the energy of our emotions, the energy of our physical environment that we're in, other people's energies. We're constantly navigating this world of energy. And I always have a story to share. Our greatest challenge in this life is going to be what we're doing up here in our head, right? The thoughts we're telling ourselves. Most of us won't struggle to put a roof over our head or food on the table. It's going to be, what are we telling ourselves? And some of you may know this, but just me videotaping myself and allowing this to be put onto social media is a huge deal for me. As much as I love performing and love being on stage and teaching, it has been highly uncomfortable for me to want to put myself out on social media where I'm seen, okay? Know this. But for me to do the work I'm doing as a coach, where I inspire people to step into their best self, I have to walk the talk. And I have to address the parts of myself that are uncomfortable. The part that I'm hiding from, my own fears, my own judgments. You know, we all worry about the judgments of others, and then we also have the judgments of ourselves. So today, I invited Fear and Judgment to be here. But we're gonna have a conversation with Fear and Judgment. That song I just played, the Fight Song by Rachel Platten. So I've been recording I have a little car karaoke thing that I do right now, and I'm singing for joy, because I'm accessing something different within myself. And I decided I was gonna I've posted a couple of my songs now. This awesome app called Small. I feel like a rock star, okay? So I posted me singing Fight Song last week. I'm actually up in my room. I have bad hair, no makeup, a gross t-shirt, and something in me was like, God, I'm gonna do this. And I was just in it, and I was like, I wanna share this. So I posted it to social media. And a good friend of mine, who's kind of a music buff, called me and said, you gotta take that down. He's like, I've heard you sing better. You sound really pitchy. I'm like, nope, I'm not taking it down. He's like, no, you need to take this down. I'm like, no, don't you get it? Don't you get, the point of this is not about projecting that I have this perfect voice and that I have this perfect thing. I was like, this is me. If I am okay putting something out there that's not perfect, then I'm winning at this, then I'm stepping into the person I want to be. Because a year ago, 6 months ago, I would not have fathomed doing something like this. Because my own self-criticism would have been like, I'm not good enough. I have struggled with perfectionism my entire life. I was a little kid who had her t-shirts like this, and the underwear and all my stuffed animals had a special place on the couch. Now I'm a complete disaster, by the way, but when I was little, I was a perfectionist. And I think it's because my outer world was in such chaos. As a kid, my parents, when they split at 6 years old, and my dad was drinking, and you know, our brain patterns are formed as young people. We learn coping mechanisms. We take on beliefs as very young people that stay with us our whole life. And so I believe this tendency to not want to project anything that's less than perfect comes from much younger. So I'm working on just being good enough. And as I let go of my fear of judgment, what other people think, and I start stepping into the person I want to be and letting myself shine, then I'm giving permission to other people to do exactly the same thing. And the energy I'm trying to cultivate in my life is being a badass. Because I've been really nice my whole life. I have perfected the art of being a giver, of being thoughtful, of being deeply connected to other people's struggles and feeling them myself. I mean, I'm good at that. I feel what people go through. I understand. I've been there myself. I can quickly see it and feel it. I've been mission driven. I've done nonprofit work my whole life. And so I've got that. But I don't have this. And this is an intention to cultivate the badass in me. And honestly, I think most people also need to cultivate this. I find more often than not, very few people are true badasses, and they're the givers. They're the thoughtful people. They're the ones, most people deprive themselves of their own health and well-being. They deprive themselves of their own joy in service of others. And I get it. But at this point, if that resonates with you and you're like, I know what it's like to give to others. I've done it my whole life. I've given it to my kids. I've given it to my spouse. I've given it to my work. If you have perfected the art of giving, then my challenge to all of you is to perfect the art of being a badass. And being a badass does not mean you're a bitch. It doesn't mean you're an asshole. It just means you're clear about your boundaries. You're clear about your own worth and what you want to live with more joy. And if you step into that energy, your figurative cowboy, cowgirl boots, then decisions become more clear. They become a lot more clear because the voice you're hearing is one that says, you deserve it. You deserve it. You are worth this. Say yes to you. If you say no to that person, that situation that is not right for you, it's a yes for you. It's a yes for you. So, let's find a comfortable seated position. You are always welcome to take this on your back. That's more comfortable, but if you are seated, I do recommend sitting on a block because it helps you get your hips lifted so that you're not bunched up like this. You want to have that sense of sitting tall. And I want to remind you the most simple way to remember this learning about energy. As you sit here, everyone slouch your shoulders. This is not the posture of a badass. This is the posture of someone who's defeated, lifeless, hopeless, that feels stuck and lost. Okay? Or just tired of life. So now I want you to all sit. Badasses. Oh yeah. You might let that smile come on your face to remind you that this can be a fun journey. The reflection, this inner work is serious, it is deep, but we can do it with more joy and a playfulness as we do this work. So close your eyes. Let the palms of your hands rest towards the sky on your lap. And your fingers can be wide open, or maybe even. The first finger and your thumb touch, if for some reason energetically that feels right, either way. But it's this idea of letting go and being completely open to allowing a new energy, a new thought pattern, a new part of yourself that's always been there, but maybe you haven't had access. So you close your eyes and you take a deep breath in, and an open mouth, release and let go and soften.